Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the big show here, traveling with Bruce. I got my banner up here behind me. I got my fish covered T-shirt on today. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to July the 3rd, 2023. To my Canadian viewers, happy belated Canada Day. That was 2 days ago. And to my American friends, happy July 4th, which is tomorrow, one day early. Here in Canada, it is a holiday Monday. Tomorrow, it's a holiday Tuesday in America, and I have a suspicion a lot of my friends in the USA right now have taken today and tomorrow off. If it were me, that's what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be working. Are you kidding me? Welcome all to the show, and I'm glad you could make it today to join in to say hi. If you're able to throw a thumbs up our way, please hit that thumbs up button. Every week we have been making it to the 100 thumbs up level because of you guys live and the rerun watchers out there. If you guys are watching on the rerun out there, hi everybody, we love you. Hit the thumbs up button for us because you get us over 100 thumbs ups every Monday night. It is truly amazing. I love it. So thank you all for popping in here. I've got some cruise news today. Just fill you in on what's going on out there. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I'll tell you, we've got stuff to watch. Thank you for Shady Hill being here. Hello, everybody. Number 6 thumbs up. So welcome, Diane Flowers. Hello, Bruce and TWB family. It's 89 in Delaware today. Another storm is on the way. Gas is $3.39, and I'm thumbs up number 6. Thank you, Diane. Ken Correcca. Hi, Bruce and Jen from Saginaw, Michigan. Hi, Bruce and Jen. The temperature is 82 degrees with a 57% humidity reading. Tomorrow, it's forecast for 90 degrees. Gasoline is $3.52 a gallon. Good evening, all. Janet and Ken, we are number 7. Here in Calgary, the high today, 67 degrees. That was our high temperature today. Yesterday, we hit about 75. The day before, 85. So we've cooled off nicely. We're not complaining. We're okay with this cool down. Tomorrow's high 67, on Wednesday 75, 77 on Thursday, Friday 69 degrees, Saturday 71, next Sunday 80. Ooh, we're going to hit 80 and back into the high 70s after that. That is typical Calgary Stampede weather. The Calgary Stampede starts this Thursday, the greatest outdoor show on earth. And so the fun begins. Everyone starts dressing Western for 10 days. Sharon, hi from Central New Jersey, where it finally feels like summer. The author is back from Vegas, Sin City, not without United Airlines snafus, ugh, and is catching up on work tonight. Welcome to the two of you. Jeannie is in the house. Hello, Bruce, and all TWBers. Bill and Jeannie are here for the big show from East Tennessee. Currently 79 degrees, and we're having a big thunderstorm. Kirk Brunson. Hi there, Bruce and TW family. Kirk from New York City is here. And of course, this is Kirk Brunson with his YouTube and Facebook channel. How you doing, pal? Welcome. Rocky Grasso, hi, Bruce and TWB fans from Chesapeake, Virginia, where the temperature got to 96 today. With a feels like temperature of 113. Late thunderstorms have dropped the temperature to 73. And I am thumbs up number 8. Thank you, sir. Tom Henry, hello there, TWB fans. Tim Bowman, greetings from a very sunny Eatonville, Washington, with a great view of Mount Rainier. Gas is as high as $5.59 a gallon in Washington State, and we're in the high 70s right now and expected to go higher. Unbelievable fuel prices in Washington State. Tom Henry, no option here to post the membership banner. And Tim, what was the deal with the sponsor member show with the green bar and how to display it? If you want to display a green bar to let us know how long you've been a member of this channel, what you do is you go below this comment area, and there should be a dollar sign there. There's a couple things. If you hit that, there might be an option that might pop up for some of you that allows you to announce to the channel how long you've been a member of the channel. But I think it is limited to only able to do it once in a while. It might be a monthly thing. I don't understand it. I don't control it. It's a YouTube thing. And so I can only tell you what I know. What I have noticed is when they come across, like Tim Bowman just popped one up here, member for 30 months. I can only see it if I go to my own YouTube site, my own YouTube channel where I'm watching myself now on a delayed basis. I see there are 23 thumbs ups. Tim Bowman just popped up the 30-month announcement. But I don't interact with that. I interact with your comments and me live through my StreamYard software program that I use to make these live shows. So I don't see these green bars unless I pop over to the other side. So thank you, Tim, for that green bar. I thank you very much. I appreciate it. Fantastic. Kirk Brunson, I'm number 12. Ms. M, hi, Bruce, I'm number 14. Tim Bowman, I was number 11 today. Ms. M, we're hot in Fraser Valley. It's around 30 Celsius here. Isaac from Waco, Texas, it's hot here. Sharon, 23 thumbs up, 77 to go to get to 100. Thank you, Sharon. Tom Henry, I am 46 months, but since I did it on the 7 p.m. show, it's not an option for me. I can't do it now from here. There you go. Kirk Brunson, 44 months for me. I've been a member of this channel for 44 months. Tom Henry, 46 months a member of this channel. Thank you, members. Members of this channel get to join me 7 o'clock on Mondays for a sponsor member hangout show where we can talk about whatever you want. And of course, here we are again on this show. I appreciate all of you. Kevin Chapman, hey, hi, Bruce from Steamy and Stormy Central New Jersey. Temps today, 90 plus Fahrenheit. Gas is in a reasonable $3.49 a gallon neighborhood. I'm thumbs up number 24. 61 days away from the freedom of the ocean to Bermuda. Right on, sir. Heading to Bermuda in 2 months or so. Way to go, Kevin. Welcome back from Sin City. Hope you had a good time at the tournament. Nice to have you with us tonight. I've got some news for you guys on cruising. There's definitely a pattern showing here. I want to bring this to your attention because you may have already noticed signs of the future of cruising. What I'm about to tell you might confirm what you're suspecting, or it might trigger some thoughts that, yeah, I noticed that on my last cruise, or yeah, I see this happening now. Rocky, I've been a sponsor member for 35 months, 3 years, my friend. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very, very much. Jeff Dinan, 34 months a member, number 25 thumbs up. Jeff, thank you from Melbourne, Australia, buddy. Appreciate your loyalty to this channel as well. Thank you, all of you, so much. Please consider becoming a member anytime. That is awesome stuff. All right, let me get to the news of the business of cruising right now. Let me tell you what's going on. First of all, MSC, they made an announcement a little while ago. They're closing their what they call Ocean Cay, the MSC Marine Reserve. I love that title. It gives you the impression that this is a very very sensitive ecological area, the Marine Reserve, to protect wildlife. Basically, this private island was once being mined for dirt. I'm not sure if it was a part of a cement plant or something like that. It's had an industrial past, but MSC bought it probably out of bankruptcy or whatever, and has regurgitated this place as a Marine Reserve, a private island for MSC ships. Let's not kid ourselves. But apparently they're going to have to shut it down for a while. They've got an issue from April 7th to May 22. So 6 weeks coming up in 2024. So next, after the initial winter season mostly is done, April 7th, shutting it down till May 22. The ships that are going to be affected will be the MSC Seashore, the MSC Seascape, the MSC Divina, and the MSC Meraviglia. And you might or might not find deals on those cruise ships shortly in that time frame between April and May of next year, because they're not going to their private island. They are probably going to go to Nassau. They might have a day at sea. I don't know what the plan is. But this particular island, if you're doing an island shutdown, That means you are doing one of several things. You are either adding new features to the island. That might be a water park thing. It might be, I don't know, a roller coaster. Are you adding kind of a Ferris wheel kind of thing? I don't know. Or have you got logistical problems with erosion that is really serious, and you now need to beef up the seawalls, or you've got to beef up the beaches? Have you got issues with vegetation getting, just it's too rough vegetation because you don't have enough buffer between the sea and freshwater plants, and I don't know what? Or is the logistic worse than that? Is it a plumbing problem? Is it a pumping problem? Is it an electrical generation station issue? Remember, these private islands, they're not like on Castaway with Tom Hanks. You have to have electricity. You have to have emergency services. You have to have maintenance facilities for everything that's there. You've got to have plumbing, bathrooms, sanitation. I mean, it's like running a town on your own little island, and so you're needing all the services to back it all up. And it could be that maybe they want to expand some of their bar area. Maybe they want to put in a special private beach area for high-end cruisers that they can charge $100 a day for each person going in there, and they can make 50 grand a day or 20 grand a day or whatever more money. But you got to build it out first, and that means carpenters, that means plumbers, electricians, air conditioning specialists, system specialists, all kinds of equipment, all kinds of grills, kitchen centers. I don't know what. All has to be brought in, and then has to be in a 6-week window. Start it, get it built, finish it, and get out of there and be ready for paying passengers. Something big is going on, and there's probably millions involved in whatever is being done. And it might be a combination of everything I just said, from expansion to reclamation to beefing up to improving, replacing, who knows what. So that's what's going on there. Now, that's not a bad news story. That's actually a good news story. It's a practical story. It's a cruise line investing in its asset. And obviously, you can see here with the Seashore, the Seascape, the Divina, Mergavilla, there's 4 ships that are using this place, at least one a day, I would imagine, on a rotating basis. So they're going to get that running. Here's the story. Royal Caribbean announced that the Freedom of the Seas, that ship has canceled all of its sailings in December, from December 24th until January the 25th. For a dry dock visit. This is not. This sounds sketchy to me in that it's not unusual for a ship to go into dry dock. That's nothing new. That's standard fare. But over Christmas and New Year's, no. You don't take this kind of a ship offline during the peak of the holiday season. These Christmas cruises and these New Year's cruises are dollars, good dollars. Something is up here. It might well be that the ship has got technical problems. They just can't get it to regular speed, up to cruising speed anymore. And so they've been forced to run it on shorter excursions only. And it's gotten to the point now that they got to get it in. And so they found an opening and they've got it going right at the like in 5 months from now. It's going in. Freedom of the Seas going in for dry dock. All passengers who've got cruises booked are now going to have to book somewhere else, and they'll be notified with probably some credits and everything else. Okay. This next story, it's about Carnival. It's a story that was released a few days ago. You're generally not going to be exposed to this kind of a news story unless you're a geek really likes to read corporate news announcements from cruise lines, which most of you I know are not. I can't imagine you'd want to be reading this kind of stuff as a hobby. By the way, thank you to a couple of more of you here. As I said, Rocky is a member for 35 months. Nikki, hey everyone, greetings from a warm but not like Waco, Jacksonville, Florida. We have been hearing thunder for the last couple of hours, but no rain yet. Tom Henry, I am number 20 thumbs ups right here. Nikki, I'm 35 months of membership for me, Bruce. 35 months I've been a member of your channel. Thank you so much for that as well. Love you guys. Tom Henry, Traveling with Bruce, do you have any sources for dry dock work? The info on Norwegian Joy has been a bit confusing. It's a January transatlantic to Southampton, and then NCL canceled a number of January and February cruises. Last word was a dry dock got moved to the Bahamas from Europe, but now there's a return February transatlantic for Joy. So it looks like the dry dock is back on for Europe. So yeah, I don't have an exact story on that, but I'm sure something will come out soon. Kirk Brunson's YouTube and Facebook channel. My friend Mike Lentini is on the MSC Meraviglia right now, and he texted me that it's a beautiful ship. It's really nice. Isaac, where do I go to find out that info, length of subscription? If you click on that $ thing, it'll pop up automatically, and it'll probably show how long you've been a member automatically. That's my hunch, if you've been a member of the channel. Sylvia, number 24 thumbs ups. How you doing, Sylvia? Tom, Isaac, you don't have the icon next to your name, so it doesn't appear you're a paid subscriber, which is where the info actually comes from. Tom Henry, hello there, Sylvia. Tom Henry, someone posted that a Princess ship in the Suez Canal has a problem with propulsion speed as well. And Alan Carter from Calgary is in the house. How you doing, Alan Carter? We're watching the clouds form over the city again. Got some cloud cover coming through, maybe a shower or two. How you doing, pal? Nice to see you here today. All right. Okay, so here's the story it's a story from Carnival. The CEO of Carnival made a speech, or I guess an announcement was made through the offices of the CEO, and they're getting cute with the wording. They announced that there's a sea change at Carnival, SEA change at Carnival. Okay, well, what's the shtick on that? Well, okay, the letter S stands for, now this is corporate talk, okay? The letter S stands for sustainability through carbon intensity reduction. The E stands for EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. And the A stands for adjusted return on investment capital. Okay, what does this mean in plain English to people like you and me? What is this guy talking about? Because this is the kind of talk that these fancy pants CEOs like to use. They like to sound really bright and smart and business tech savvy, and they talk to the Wall Street backers that put up the billions to keep these guys in business, and they love using these fancy terms. The reality is this: the letter S, the sustainability through carbon intensity. What this means is they want to pump less smoke into the air through the smokestacks. All right, that's the bottom line. So what they're doing is they're dumping their old ships and bringing on new ones. That's all that is. It isn't much more fancy to that. They're trying to get rid of the ships that used to burn the old-fashioned bunker fuel oil. Now, in the 60s and the 70s, the 80s and the 90s, up to about that point in time, most cruise ships and all container ships, oil tankers and everything else, cargo ships, you name it, they all use the cheapest, dirtiest fuel known to mankind to power their ships, and that was bunker fuel. Really nasty stuff, the worst. And it would burn inefficiently inside diesel motors, and it would turn the propeller and run generators for electricity. And this black filth would go up the smokestack and would be left behind, because you'll notice on most old-fashioned ships, cargo ships and oil tankers and cruise ships, very high smokestacks, very high towards the back of the ship, spewing everything backwards as the ship is moving forwards. because you don't want the passengers to smell this crap. That was the way it was done. And why wouldn't it be done that way? No government insisted on clean air standards at sea. When you're in international waters, you can do whatever the hell you want. No one is going to tell on you. Who's to see? And so you had these cruise liners just belching filth into the air for decades. Now, cruise ports in Europe got tough in the 2000s and now up to now. Very tough. And the emission standards now being adhered to in certain European ports are very strict and getting stricter every couple of years. And it's getting to the point where for some cruise lines, they can't bring in a ship unless they can plug it in to shore power. Shut the damn motor off, even though you're blowing smoke from liquefied natural gas, which is much cleaner. Shut off the engines and plug into shore power. We don't want the damn engine running in our city, core of our city, the heart of our city, for 8 hours. Because you come in here at 6 in the morning, you don't leave until 4 in the afternoon. That's 10 bloody hours of you just spewing crap into downtown, wherever. So this is being eliminated port by port by port. So the cruise lines know that certain ships we can't take to certain ports. We can only run them in the Caribbean, or we can only run them in the Pacific. We can run them here. We can't run them into certain areas. And so the scrappage of ships continues. The first wave was the way to beat the system was to just put in scrubber systems, modify your engine and emissions systems, and use a higher quality fuel rather than dirty bunker fuel. That worked for 5 years, 10 years. Now you got to go liquid natural gas, and or you've got to go hybrids where you have battery power. You have shore to ship power now, and the shore to ship power is charging up batteries inside the ship, and those batteries are what the ship will use to leave port. And so it won't even turn on its engines until you're in international waters. This is where it's coming from. This whole talk about our company being sustainably friendly to the environment, they don't give a crap about that. They are doing the least amount they can get away with to stay in business. Cruise lines are money-making entities. They answer only to shareholders, and CEOs and all the underlings of the CEO who've been running these cruise lines for the last number of years. And you know who the three guys used to be that ran all three cruise lines, Del Rio and the others. You know who they were. These guys had one mission in life, and that was make money for the cruise line, get themselves huge stock options at a discount to the stock's trading price, and then every few years blow off into the market all their stock, cash in a bunch of money between the difference of what they paid for it and what they got for it, and they made millions and millions and millions of dollars. That's the bottom line. And that's standard across every public company in the world. This is not a cruise ship issue. This is every businessman doing exactly the same thing. This ESEA, the EBITDA, earnings before interest and taxes. Yeah, okay. What they're trying to do here is they're trying to use fancy dancy talk to convince investors that cruise lines are becoming profitable again. And so what they're ignoring are earnings before interest, the interest costs, which have skyrocketed, taxes. Yeah, you pay taxes, depreciation and amortization. Every cruise ship in the water is being eaten alive by salt water. That's the reality of every ship in the water. I don't care if you're an oil tanker or a cruise ship. It doesn't matter. Your ship is being eaten alive by seawater. And that's just the way it has been and will always be. The trick here is to run your fleet as efficiently as possible and keep the hull clean and repaint it and just stay on top of the saltwater deterioration and build a hull thick enough to withstand the wear and tear of the ocean for years and years, decades if possible, so that your investment lasts a long time. This is smart business. The problem is that we're dealing with a guy here, a CEO of a publicly traded company, and they're trying to convince investors to buy up the stock to get the stock price up so that the bankers in Wall Street who have gone to all these pension funds and mutual funds and all these other investment vehicles to raise cash to keep the cruise lines alive during COVID, they issued stock from the treasury and they sold them bonds. And the CEO is trying to convince these investors, you did the right thing. You put money into a business that is solid, strong financially, and we will give you returns. And the way they're trying to show how great they're doing is to tell the world we're at 100% occupancy and we've got the strongest bookings we've ever had. And we've got record bookings for this new ship and we have this ship coming and everything is just great. We're all singing Kumbaya by the campfire. And we're not going to talk about the fact that we borrowed between Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian. Just those guys borrowed over $120 billion of cash to stay alive while COVID was going on. They sent all their crews home. They reduced and laid off tens of thousands of shore workers. They retired a whole bunch of people early, cut everything they can, and still we're blowing $1 billion a month per company, easily $2 billion a month just in lost money because the ships went down in value. They are rotting at sea. The insurance costs to keep them insured, the cost of the skeleton crew to keep the engines always running and the plumbing system running and the electrical system running. You have to keep everything running. You can't shut everything down and then just turn it back on again. Got to keep it running. Otherwise it rots out. They're trying to ignore the realities of their business by getting you to deflect over here and just look at how many passengers are coming. We're raising our prices. It's all great. It's just fantastic. That's what's going on here. They're also trying to desperately buy oil futures and natural gas futures while the prices are down. West Texas right now is around $70 a barrel instead of $110 a barrel, $120 a barrel. Natural gas is 1/4 the price it was a year ago and less than that from 2 years ago. They're buying natural gas futures now into next year and the year after to lock in these cheap prices now for the next couple of seasons so that they can, if the prices go back up, they can buy fuel at these cheap prices and stay ahead of that boogeyman. Okay, the final letter is the letter A in C. And that is for adjusted return on invested capital. What does that actually mean? Cut expenses, cut services, cut staff, cut everything. And you guys are noticing in some cases, your room steward. You don't see your room steward as much as you used to see your room steward. Once a day, they come into your cabin now. They have cut services everywhere they can, and they've increased prices everywhere they can do it. They're charging more for drink packages. They're charging more for Wi-Fi. They're charging more for spa services. They're charging more for shore excursions. I mean, they need money badly need money, and they need to cut staff. On board staff has been cut, and shore staff has been cut. Layoffs everywhere. That is the name of the game. This CEO is doing what a CEO is supposed to do. Run the company as efficiently as possible for the cheapest buck and bring in as much money as humanly possible to bring in capital and grow the company. That's what it's all about. And then you bring out these BS press releases to try to make it sound really fancy-dancy that you're really on top of it. When you break it down to plain English, we know what the hell they're talking about. Now, speaking of price increases, the next story, Celebrity. 9 months ago, they raised their daily mandatory tipping fees for the staff. You remember, when you go on a cruise, you have these gratuity charges that show per person per day. They've done it again. They've raised prices yet again. For those in an inside or balcony room, you are now going to be paying $18 a day per passenger for mandatory gratuities. Now, this is supposed to cover your room steward, the folks in the hallway that vacuum the hallway, the wait staff, the bartenders, all these folks. Now, don't forget, of course, there's gratuities on drinks and meals and all that. But nonetheless, all the folks in the laundry department down below, all the folks you don't see, they are getting most of their wages from tipping, gratuities. And these cruise lines are now jacking it up. If you are staying as a balcony concierge class, $18.50 a day, aqua class, $18.50 a day. If you're staying in the retreat, $23 a day. In 9 months, Celebrity alone has raised mandatory gratuities from 15% at the low end up to 21% more at the high end. 15 to 21% price increases in 9 months, to give you an idea how much this means. And so you as a cruiser, if you're going to now pay $18.50 a day on a 10-day cruise, that's $185 for you, $185 for your guest, whoever's with you in your cabin. It's 2 people a cabin. But if there are 3 or 4 of you, look out. This is on top and on top and on top. This is only going to get worse. Expect everybody else to do exactly the same thing in the very near term. This is going to happen across the board with every cruise line. So don't be surprised. Very soon, you're going to find that even in the cheapest rooms, it's $20 a person per day tipping, plus the drinks, 20%, specialty dining, 20%, any other services, add and pay and pay. More news from Celebrity. The flagship, the brand new Celebrity Beyond, the latest Edge class ship that got launched in 6-8 months ago? Not even, maybe a year now, maybe a year. This ship is being captained by Captain, is it McCoo, the female captain? She has her own Instagram page. She has her own YouTube channel. She's a celebrity. A lot of women take cruises on that ship because of that captain. Great captain, great spokesperson for the cruise line, wonderful camera presence. She does excellent work. She's an all-star. That ship is being pulled out of Europe. And this is shocking to me. They just announced they are canceling 19 sailings out of Europe, and they're going to reposition the ship to Fort Lauderdale. This ship is going to sail the Caribbean, and we're talking about a downgrade here. This is a serious downgrade for the fleet, the star of the fleet. I mean, this is a $1 billion plus ship with artwork, stunning rooms. I believe, I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong on this. Our friend in the UK, Emma Cruises, she was just on one of the Edge ships, first time ever, and she loved it. She thought it was fantastic. This ship is the star of the show. This is the pride and joy of Celebrity. They are pulling out of Europe entirely with this ship. You want to knock off 19 cruises? You know what this means? Let me tell you again in street lingo what I think is really going on. I don't like doing this, but I'm going to tell you the truth. My hunch is that these 19 cruises were marketed 2 years ago, 3 years ago. No surprise. Disney has a new ship coming out next year, or if Royal Caribbean has a brand new Icon of the Seas coming out, you can buy Icon of the Seas cruises right now. That ship isn't even sailing yet with a paying passenger, but you can now acquire cruises 2 years out on these ships. This ship, Beyond, the Celebrity Beyond, was marketing all the European cruises 2 years ago, and during COVID, and before and during and after. And they took in all this dough from all these people who put up deposits, and then they paid for their cruise, and they ordered the drink package, and they ordered all their excursions, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And of course, a lot of people have to book flights and hotels, pre, post cruise, all this stuff. This is a huge thing. My hunch is that the cruise line has figured out that what they sold those cruises for were so cheap compared to what they can get now in this crazy I am revenge traveling world we're in. The problem is they can't sell out the ship in Europe. Europe is in a recession. I don't know if you know this. There's a war in Europe right now, in the Ukraine. That's actually part of Europe. There's a war over there, and it's ugly. And a lot of passengers that were expected to come from a number of countries towards Eastern Europe are not sailing. They're not doing anything. They are buttoning down the hatches. And there are a lot of Europeans in Western Europe who are really hurting right now with a full-blown economic recession going on. This ship isn't selling out, and what they were getting for the cruises isn't enough money. And I think what they've done is a cost-benefit analysis, return on equity. They looked at the cost of the ship to build it, the payments they got to make to pay for it, and the cost of running the ship with their staff. And they figured out we're getting blown out here. We sold people cruises at steep discounts to get them to send us the money during COVID. And now we can't deliver. We can do the cruises. We could do these cruises, but we'll lose money on every one of them. We're going to cancel the cruises out. We're going to give everybody a refund or offer them an opportunity to shift the money into another ship somewhere else, another itinerary, another ship, but not this one. And if you want to go on this ship badly, well, it's a Fort Lauderdale Caribbean cruise. Stops in what? Nassau, Coco Key, St. Thomas, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Not as sexy as Barcelona and Marseille and Rome and Naples and wherever you were going to go to. The Mediterranean is out and the Caribbean is in. And my hunch is to sail this ship out of Fort Lauderdale and buy fuel for this ship out of the US instead of buying fuel for this ship in Europe, way cheaper. And this is what's going on. This ship has been downgraded to the Class B itinerary from the Class A itinerary because it just doesn't pay. That's this guy's opinion. Agree with me or not, but I think that is what's really going on here. It is not looking good. I understand it from a dollar and cents point of view. I get it. Taking this ship to Coco Key for the day and just sitting there and just burning off fuel while you're waiting for the folks to enjoy themselves on the island with all the extra money they haul in on the island. Brilliant. Brilliant. Royal Caribbean knows what they're doing. Royal Caribbean hauls in a lot of money from that Coco Key spot with the cabana rentals and the exclusive beach area. Oh yeah, they are making nice money with all those rides and stuff. This ship has just joined the Caribbean fleet, and this is a downgrade from that exotic sounding Mediterranean cruise. My hunch also is I think they're getting their butts handed to them by MSC. I think the MSC people have put in some top-notch ships because they're still building out their fleet. They're bringing out their biggest ships for the Mediterranean market, and the Europeans are buying into it. And they're not enamored with the USA style of cruising that they can get versus MSC. Again, that's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I have a suspicion MSC is cleaning their clock. Another hunch I have, Carnival, they're getting their butt handed to them on the Costa line. They've already taken their newest Costa ship and have converted it into a Carnival ship. The Venza, they moved it to New York. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. I have a suspicion that it wouldn't surprise me that Carnival folds the Costa line, that they're going to merge it in to another one of their lines. They might put some of the ships into P&O. They might blow some of the ships off to MSC. But I have a suspicion Costa Cruise Lines is getting its butt handed to it by MSC as well, and the European recession. This Celebrity ship shouldn't have any problems. The Celebrity Beyond should have no problems whatsoever in selling out every single cruise that it's taking. It's in Alaska right now. Every week they're up to Alaska and back. They should be kicking ass right now for these European cruises, but all 19 are out and they have canceled all European sailings. Something here is up. All right, one last story. All right, again, I suspect here what's going on with with the cruise lines and stuff. This last one is another indication to me of what I think is going on. Cash is so important right now for these cruise lines. They have tried everything. They will continue to try every trick in the book to make more money. Um, the latest announcement came from Royal Caribbean, and it's not a fancy, splashy announcement. This is buried. This is way down in the footnotes. They have closed 3 jazz bars on some of the Oasis class ships. Those are the biggest ships they've got. 3 of the ships, they've closed the jazz bars, taken out everything out of there. And what have they done instead? They expanded the square footage of the casino. They put slot machines in where the jazz bar was, and now they can handle more gamblers in international waters to drop in those nickels, dimes, quarters, and dollars to play the slots. That is what's going on right there. This is a cry for help. This is an absolute admitting of the fact that we're taking out this free event, this jazz bar that you could just come in and have a drink at the bar and listen to the pianist and whatever. We're taking that out of there. That's free entertainment. Out. Slot machines are in. We need the money. And that is an adult only, always was an adult only facility. Let's not kid ourselves. This is not kid friendly, a jazz bar. There's a lot of kid friendly stuff to do on cruise ships, on Oasis class ships with the flow rider, the water things, all that, tons for the kids to do. Nothing like that's being taken away. But for a free adult activity like the jazz bar, you're out. Slot machines are in. They pay the bills around here. And so that has been done quietly, effectively, ruthlessly, and there it is. The shift is on. Cruise lines are in trouble, financially in trouble. They are back to 100% capacity, and they're still losing money. They're not supposed to lose money at 100%. At 80%, they're supposed to break even. At 90%, they're supposed to start making money. At 100%, they're supposed to make decent money. At 105 to 110% capacity, they're supposed to bleed money from every direction imaginable. And now we're finding out every week more announcements about ships being taken off complete routes and are being chartered for 3 months here, being chartered for a full month over there. Cruises being canceled outright, people being given back their money. We're not going to offer you this cruise to the Caribbean or to wherever it was. We've chartered the ship to a private party. Why? They're getting double the money for the entire ship, and they're desperate for cash. This is what's going on. There's issues out there, and some of you may have begun to notice some of these changes subtly here and there in your own unique way. You found it with quality of food. You have found it with maybe prices in the menus in the main dining room are starting to show up now. You may have found that the costs of specialty dining used to be a flat fee, $25 a person, whatever you want on the menu, enjoy. Now it's per item. There is no flat fee in some cases. It's really shifting here. And it's only, in my opinion, it's only going to get worse. That is my opinion on what is going on. Thank you all for being here. Let me just catch up with your comments here. Louise is saying on my last day of on my ship, there was a lot of soot all over the aft deck. What do you think of that? Yes, that has been a problem on a number of Norwegian ships. Norwegian ships have been plagued by this. The I'm trying to remember the Getaway class, the Bliss. Some of these ships, right at the very back, the soot goes up, and then the wind, depending on the direction of the wind, shoots it back down and catches the back decks and is everywhere. It's a real mess. Nathan, everybody late as usual. I hit a deer on June 23rd, and life just can't seem to get back in gear. Gas down to 291. High of 85 and humid. Have been melting during my FedEx route. Hang in, my friend. I'm glad you're okay. Tom Henry, Louise, cheap fuel. Clifford says, number 37, Nathan, I'm number 35, Louise. Cut pecans on buns. What? Louise, yes, Tom. Tom Henry, Captain Kate also has that disgusting hairless cat. Coleman, what's your opinion on Seabourn cruises? A six-star cruise line, but I don't have any insight news on Seabourn lately. I believe it's a Carnival line, if I'm not mistaken. Seabourn, isn't it? Sharon, I read that the Celebrity Beyond would be sailing 3 and 4 day cruises that include Coco Key. Kevin and I would actually be interested in one of those cruises. Yes, they're going the cheap route. They're going down to. I have a feeling that this move, while cutting costs, is the big one. I think the fuel costs will be way lower out of the U.S., but they won't be sailing the ship as far. It'll be much closer, shorter legs between spots, saving fuel costs like crazy. And they might have some deals on that ship, but boy, the onboard charges might be outrageous. I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens. Tom Henry, I just understand using a huge ship like Icon on the short cruises, way too much work to keep sailing, and all the turnover sells 10 or day more cruises. Yes, a Kirk 4 day cruise on the Beyond is a definite possibility. Tom, traveling with Bruce, that analysis may answer why NCL canceled this winter's cruises for the Epic that was supposed to be in Europe over the winter. It is being repositioned to Port Canaveral. Yeah, we did. I talked about that, I think, 2-3 weeks ago. Exactly. This is happening everywhere. Sharon, 41 thumbs ups. The Seaver number, Tom Seaver, number 41. Tom Henry, the Celebrity Cruisers are really upset over Celebrity announcing they will be adding short cruises to Coco Key. Seemed like a good destination to me. Yep, they feel that is a 5.5-star line going down to a 4-star location. And that's with all those kids, all those screaming children. You see, it's a different crowd. Brent Rogers, my dear wife just got off the phone with Royal Caribbean concerning the news that vaping in the casino is being allowed on certain Celebrity ships. That's interesting. Apparently, it is an 8-week pilot program on the Equinox and the Eclipse. Wow. Tom, Brent Rogers sounded good to me. I avoid the casinos due to the awful smell. I can't breathe in there. Sharon, honestly, I'd love to have a short cruise on the Coco Key and Key West. It's better than Royal Caribbean cruises that make Nassau the secondary stop. Right on. The secondary cruises, the secondary casinos on Royal Caribbean's Oasis class ships are smoke free, which is a change of pace. Interesting. Tom, traveling with Bruce, I had a problem getting a good answer to this question on my recent cruise. When the cruise line says that onboard spending is up, are the excursions booked online prior to the cruise included in this figure? Very good question. My guess is yes. My guess is the cruise lines will grab at any straw to announce good news to its shareholders or perceived good news. And so if they can sell on board these short excursions or online for the ship you're going to be on, they're going to announce that as onboard spending. I suspect that's it. Robert Mailhout, hello everybody. Robert, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. Tom Henry, excursions are the main item in my cruise cost, not part of the base fare, and free at sea gratuity costs. Brent, just to be clear, Celebrity is going to start allowing vaping in the casinos, which are presently non-smoking. Interesting. Alan Carter, I'm going to Stampede 7 to 15. Right on. Stampede July 7 to July 15 is the Stampede here in this city. It's coming up. Yeah, I see more and more evidence of this kind of pattern. Higher gratuity charges are popping up everywhere. In this case, for Royal Caribbean, more casino space, albeit non-smoking. Vaping for casinos, I don't know about this. The Celebrity Beyond canceling Europe. Norwegian Epic canceling Europe. That's 3,800 passengers per cruise. We're out of here. I think Europe is being hurt badly, and I think MSC is undercutting everybody. They're just undercutting all the other players, and the Caribbean is sort of the home turf for Royal Caribbean and for Carnival and for Norwegian. They'll bring the ships to Alaska, gouge everybody up there, then bring them to Caribbean, try to gouge you down there, and away you go. It's just the way this is going. Cruise lines are in big financial trouble. They are carrying debts that are ridiculous. I believe I saw the books for, I think it was Royal Caribbean, if I recall. I'm really trying to remember this. Royal Caribbean in 2019, their annual interest expenses for interest on all the loans they've had for all the ships that were built and that they were sailing, Their annual interest rates were $330 million a year, something like that. Now their annual interest costs $1.35 billion a year, a billion more in interest. Just interest is a billion more. The principal that they've borrowed on is they have mortgaged all of their assets. Every ship is refinanced. Every building they had, any assets are all booked out, all pledged. And the interest is $1 billion a year more. Just that. And that has to come from cruisers. That's the only place it can come from, is from you guys. Hence why you are seeing a cash grab everywhere they can get it. They don't want to raise the prices. They don't want to raise salaries of their onboard staff. They have to report that in their annual report. So what they'll do instead is they'll increase the gratuity costs to you and me on board a ship. They'll raise that up, and that way they didn't have to pay the staff any extra money. The extra money the staff is getting is from tips, which the cruise line doesn't charge for officially. You see, it's a gratuity built in, and all. It's accounting games. Let's get to the quick. It's just juggling the books, but they're trying to show their bankers we're on it. We're winning, and we've got this sea change mentality here and all this crap. And it's just the same old game being done. Anyway, there you go. Jeff Gunter, profit and loss no longer. The C-suite gang only talk about liquidity and EBITDA. Useless. Give me gap any day. Louise, I'd like to tip extra to the crew. Any ideas since the gratuities are now so high? Yeah, I don't know about that. Matthew just came from Alaska for a visit, and Princess Cruise Lines Resort at Denali State is busy. They are making money. There you go. And this is go time. This is the time of year, June, July, August. This is it. This is the 3-month window. You make it now or you don't make it. It's now or not. And can you imagine how nervous the cruise lines are with the dock workers strike going on in Western Canada right now? Panicked. They are panicked about it. Praying that it doesn't get worse, and that the deal holds, that they have a deal in place to keep everything going, and they're praying it stays that way. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, thank you, folks. We have 44 thumbs ups. You guys are great. Thank you so much for this. Thank you to all of you who are members of this channel, sponsor members. I appreciate it. Love the number of months you've been here as members. You guys are awesome. Norwegian charges $20 US a day for tips, says Ms. M. How about that? Sharon, totally different subject. Did you see that the movie Dumb Money is coming out in September about the GameStop situation? I've heard all about it. I'm waiting to see it. Looking forward to it. Director's Craig Gillespie, who did Tonya, and Cruella. He is a really good director. Looking forward to seeing it. I was approached back in 2021 when my stock market channel just blew up with the GameStop whole fiasco. I had gazillions of views, people asking what's going on. We still follow it to this very day, but I had Hollywood calling me back then. There were directors and producers and assistants asking me questions about how the stock market worked. And they wanted to know all about GameStop from the stock market angle. And so I was trying to help them out with that. But no one ever sent me a check in appreciation or anything like that. And, I'm just one of those sources of information. But I tried to help people to understand what is going on in plain English, because these folks had no idea how the market worked. They had no clue how stocks traded. But a lot of viewers were watching in those days when everyone was stuck at home and they couldn't leave the house. You couldn't do sports betting because there were no sports to bet on. So they were betting on the stock market. And a number of people found my channel. And to this day, I still have viewers on that channel from that are members of that channel. They joined the channel over there, and they've been members for coming up to 2+ years. Since 2021, when I started going live every day over there, Monday to Friday. It's been quite a run. Been quite busy over there. Over here on this channel, we are going to be stepping up this channel's activities. As soon as we get on our airplane, we are flying to Europe, Jennifer and I. We're heading over in August. We're going to be in Europe through August, the end of August, all of September, and a good chunk of October. Then we're flying to JFK from Munich in the third week of October. We're going to have a meet and greet for this channel. The question is, how many of you might come out to a meet and greet? And that tells me where the meet and greet is going to be happening. I've always thought that maybe 10 or 12 of you might show up for a meet and greet if we were to meet at some kind of a restaurant somewhere. I don't know. On my other channel, here's what's happening over there. I have got folks who are flying in to New York to see us for a meet and greet, and we might have upwards of 100 viewers from the other channel wanting to come in. And so this is forcing myself to organize a more formal get together in a paid room with staff and seating and lighting and audiovisual. And I mean, it's almost seminar like, and this is going to cost money to do. And we're still trying to figure out whether to do it in Manhattan itself or whether we might just do it in Jersey. It goes both ways. I have people flying in from distances that will be looking to go to Manhattan, and they'll be there a few days. One of the days is Bruce Day. The rest of it is a vacay for themselves in the Manhattan area. They're not coming to Jersey for a vacay. But I have viewers in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, everywhere, who are looking to drive in. They want to come in for the day to see us, Jennifer and I. And so I've got both parties now to look after for the one channel, and I don't know what the status is on this channel. So if we were to do a meet and greet for this channel in New Jersey, that would allow a lot of you folks to just drive on in and see us. And then you can drive home. Whereas the other channel might do its meet and greet in Manhattan, and we'll do a formal thing there. Depending, again, I just don't know how many are going to come. And until I announce an exact detailed get together, I can't tell how many will exactly show. It's a catch-22. It's the cart before the horse before the cart. I'm doing the best I can. So in any event, bear with us. We're talking about October 22. That's a Friday or a Sunday for this channel's get together. Saturday, the 21st of October, is for the other channel. And I do have people from the other channel who would like to book a one-on-one private meeting with myself to go over their investment strategies as well. And that is another feature I offer on the other channel. It's very expensive. I just do one-on-one camera sessions now with people. I charge $400 an hour to my financial viewers to spend time with me. And I have people wanting to spend more than that to see me in person for 2 hours privately with their rather sizable account. So I have a lot of stuff I'm doing this with right now, trying to figure out what's going on. So bear with us as we figure out what's going on. Jen and I are flying home to Canada from Newark. So we know we're leaving from Jersey to Canada. And so the day before we go might be the meet and greet in Jersey for this channel. But then if 100 of you want to come out, then we can't meet at a restaurant because now we can't reserve any restaurant to take us on. So now we have to do something for ourselves. This is my dilemma right now. So if any of you want to let me know you're thinking of coming in, that would be great. We can kind of figure out the numbers. So at the moment, that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, that just to give you some idea of what we're thinking about here and what we're dealing with here while we're trying to get ready for this this getaway. Anyway, There it is. Thank you all for being here. Let's see here. Tom Henry, Sharon, I booked my flights to Newark tonight. I will arrive Friday morning, depart Monday. Are you going to be at M&G? You're going to be at the meet and greet? Tom Henry, staying 3 nights at the Intercontinental on West 44th, he says. Sharon, we can make it on Friday meet and greet. We're going out of town Saturday. Tom Henry, looking forward to seeing you and Kevin again. There you go. So there's just a lot going on, and it's all over the place. So we'll let you know the best we can, when we can, as soon as we can, and we'll kind of go from there. So there it is. So just so you know where we're at, this is early July. We're talking about an October get together. Time to sort it out. Bear with me as we do the best we can with what we got. And that's the story from this guy in Calgary, Alberta today. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Appreciate all of you who are members of this channel, as always. And thank you all of you who are just viewers and thumbs uppers. You guys are the best. Thank you. We have 47 thumbs ups already on the docket. Thank you to Tim Bowman and Jeff Dinan for announcing how long they've been members. And thank you to all of my viewers who also did this announcement on my other show earlier tonight, including Tom Henry, including who else was there? Oh gosh, I'm going to forget names, so I'm going to stop right there. If I say anyone else's name, I'm going to blow it. Just thank you, all of you who are members of this channel. I know Kirk Brunson and Nikki, and also to who else was there? I'm blowing it. Tim, of course. But again, all of you, thank you so very much for your continued support of this channel, and just coming by every Monday to say hi. It's great to see you. It's good to talk to you. Looking forward to seeing as many of you as possible in New York when the time comes in October. We'll keep you posted on what's going on. All right, folks, fabulous. Have a great week, says Sharon. And she's definitely interested in catching up with Tom Henry, so you bet. Tom, bye, everybody. Thank you, Tom, for everything. And have a great week yourself, my friend. And thank you to Rocky. Tom, you're going to risk going to Newark again, and so soon. Oh, no. Hopefully we straighten out by then. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, have a great week. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful time. And enjoy the 4th of July, all my friends in America. Fantastic. Tom Henry. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. There you go, guys. Take care. We'll see you next Monday at 7 o'clock for the Sponsor Member Show, 8 o'clock for the big show. Thank you all for joining me tonight, and you guys take care. Bye for now.